Oh, God, it feels good to give a good old woo after a Sabres win. The Sabres beat the Seattle Kraken 3-2 in a shootout. UPL stole one for Buffalo today in a 5:30 start. But first and foremost, welcome to I'll Hang Up and Listen, brought to you by Fatty Beer Company, Western New York's premier market and tap room with over 300 beers to choose from at 7 different Western New York locations. If you need a beer, get on over to Fatty Beer. Let them know we sent you over. 2 goalies, 1 Mike. Shout out again to our sponsors, Extreme Discount Mattress, with Western New York's finest selection of mattresses and adjustable beds featuring the Cool Gel memory foam, 2-sided mattresses, Tele Latex, organic mattress, Chatham Wells, and of course Scott Living, all for 1/3 to half the supposed sale prices anywhere. Stop into their 7 locations across Western New York or check out their website, extrememattress.com. That is extreme with an X. If you're even looking for more savings, check out the new Closeout Center at 1625 Walden Avenue in Cheektowaga. Up to 80% off their already low prices. Save a fortune on one-of-a-kinds, closeouts, and floor samples. Get a quality mattress for literally pennies on the dollar. Extreme Discount Mattress. We sell a mattress for less, a lot less. And remember, if you mention you're a fan of 2 goalies, 1 Mike, you get yourself a free, yes, I said it, free, free mattress protector with every purchase of a mattress when you mention the podcast. So make sure you mention you're a fan and you get yourself a free mattress protector. All right, I'm done. I don't know if that's going to stick or not, but yeah, that might be the last time I ever say free like that. But honestly, an exciting. Did I say exciting win for the Sabres, because you finally get yourself out of that slump that you were in, dropping 3 straight, even though you got 2 out of the points in 2 out of those 3 games. Definitely not the way you want to play going into the playoffs. Even today, like, they struggle for portions of this game, but they found a way to break themselves out of it. And I'll say this, man, that was a very heart-driven game. They played with a ton of heart. You saw Logan Stanley absolutely blow up Shane Wright. Then he fights Alexiak to start the next period. You see I like to say all gas, no brakes. Shout out Jacob Fatu. If you're a wrestling fan, you know what I mean. But the way guys like Benson and Krebs and Malenstein played today, they looked fantastic. Again, fantastic. A great effort from those guys. Jack Quinn doing it with his best in the shootout, aka Mr. Shootout, with the game winner, falling over Grubauer's pad after he dove out, and I'm not sure if it was a poke check or what he was trying to do there. But listen, gets the 2 points, an important 2 points. We thought maybe Tampa would, drop one today after they went down 2-0 early to Ottawa, and they storm back and win 4-2. So nothing really changes with you right now in the Atlantic Division. You take 2 points here. It's not against a division opponent or Eastern Conference opponent, so that doesn't matter. Giving up a 2 point to Seattle. So just again, a huge win for the Sabres today. I can't express that enough, because you don't want to drop 4 straight. And now they get a very much needed 2 points to a couple days off. They needed that. They desperately needed that. So extremely excited. And also, we're going to announce the winners of the 26 shirts giveaway by the end of the show. So make sure you stay tuned for that. We did a giveaway for the Sabres won last night shirt that they do. Kind of like, the Victory Monday version for the Sabres. But Sabres won last night. Sabres won today. Why is my head so low? Hold on. Holy crap, guys. Sorry about that. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I'm so small in the picture there. My second obviously my second day in a row, kind of running things solo. So please bear with me. I kind of like pulled double duty here, kind of producing the show, handling all your comments. I can see you guys in the comments. Don't worry, I'm going to get to it. Please remember, if you do want me to see a comment and pull it up, embrace the super chat option. I'll be sure to pull up your comments. but yeah, as I said before, this was a very this win was driven by heart, no doubt about it. Guys like Zack Benson, who made a fantastic play to Krebs on that goal. Beck Malenstein with his shot block when they were killing that penalty, went straight to the room, came right back onto the ice. I mean, that looked painful. That really, really did. And just, doing all the little things that you haven't done the past couple of games, you did today. You go down early, 2-0. Dahlin getting his 100th goal of his NHL career. That was huge, to say the least. And it's funny too, because I said it in our group chat, like, hey, we should probably, because Ray, I think it was Razor that mentioned that he was at, or no, it was maybe it was Dan that mentioned he was at 99. I said to the guys, hey, let's get a graphic congratulating Dahlin on goal number 100, and literally like 2 minutes later he scored goal 100. So couple clicks for him and another milestone for him. It's been a really big week for him. Obviously, his fiance, we know the story behind that, her returning home. Obviously, such a very special moment when the crowd, when the Sabres recognize that, and the reaction he got from his teammates and the fans. That had to be very, and he even said it too. That was a very heartfelt moment for him. And obviously you don't want to go on a 3-game losing streak this late in the season. You got to kind of lean on guys like Dahlin to get you through games like today. And I thought for the most part, he was great today, and he scored the first goal that, kicked things off on that comeback. Krebs, after getting, Lindy shaking up lines, putting Josh Stone back on the line with, it was Tage and Norris or Tage and Tuck. I can't remember, how that first line shook out, but he drops him down to a line with Benson, and, Benson off a really nifty pass on the backhand. He buries it short side. Again, you have to be happy with that move by Lindy. We know how he likes to shake up the lines, and he did that. So just give me 1 second here. This is what I hate about running the show by myself. Kind of. 1 second. Let me just get this done and over with. Okay, so, but yeah, and let's hit the comments. Let's hit the peanut gallery right away. See already like 50 comments here. You guys just nip it at the bit to get in. I was wrong. They found a way to win. Quinn scored while even falling down. Props to UPL. Sabres beat the Kraken at home for the first time. Yeah, I think what was the record? The Kraken's record against Buffalo at home? It was like 9-0 or something crazy like that. From 92 Peaches. What a game, the best game, but damn, if it isn't resilient bunch. Quinn was a magician in the shootout. Benson with insane pass to Krebs to Barry. UPL holding it down in the shootout. Let's go. Yeah, guys, I can be very critical of Quinn. And yeah, I think even though he did lead the team in shots yesterday, I just need him shooting as much as possible, because next to Tage, I think he has the most lethal shot on the team. Without a doubt. I need that guy shooting as much as humanly possible, because I would say, and I bring that criticism up, I'm not being critical of him now of today because he won them the game in a shootout, but I bring that up because on the power play yesterday, and he's on the power play, you just can't, when you have a shot like his, or even Tage passed up a shot today that drove me crazy. When you have to realize how lethal of a shooter you are, and when you realize that and you know how great your shot is, don't force the pass, man. Just put confidence in yourself, shoot with a little swagger, and just fire it on net. Because when he had a lane wide open as a 290 yesterday, and he passed up and forced a pass that wasn't there, and it ended up going the other way. Same thing with Tage today. He did the same thing. I just need these guys to just be selfish and shoot. And regardless, not being critical of Quinn, not being critical of Tage, I'm just saying shooters need to shoot, and that's what they need to start doing and keep doing. So we got a super chat here from 92 Peaches. Stanley can sit for a game or 2 or 3 or forever. Listen, he gets a lot of criticism right now, and obviously, um, given the trade that we made for him and Shen, obviously they lost their 3 games in a row for the first time and I don't know how long. Yes, he's a slower defenseman, but I'm willing to give it a few more games with Stanley before I kind of like make a decision like that. Because again, just keep letting him get integrated into the team. I understand the people being upset about Metza being out of the lineup. With him, he analytics numbers speak for themselves. The other team doesn't score when he's on the ice. However, like I said the other day, I'm not going to sit here and blame 3 losses in a row on Zach Metza not being in the lineup. Like, you got to be able to score more than once or twice in a game leading into tonight. And that wasn't the reason why they lost 3 in a row or two without Metza. But I think he will be back in the lineup. I think this is Lindy needing to see what he has in Timmins, getting him back on track because injuries happen. And you don't want guys going into the lineup just having not played for a month. So I kind of get it why you're playing Timmins. I imagine hopefully we saw Kesslering in warmups. Maybe it's an indication that maybe Lindy might work him back into the lineup. I can't imagine Kesslering just not going to play anymore. And yeah, I will say this, even though I didn't agree with that penalty on Stanley at all, because that was garbage. That was a horseshit call. He was pushed into Grubauer. Horrible penalty. Let's not even get into the Alexia clothesline from hell on Jason Zucker. But he does spend a little too much time in the box. But couple clicks for that fucking hit on Shane Wright. Holy crap. While I don't agree with you, Peaches, I don't disagree with you either. I think you made the trade for him. You just can't. You realistically, you can't sit both him and Stanley after you traded from at the deadline. You gave up assets for them at the deadline. So one of those 2 guys are going to play unless Stanley's game goes to complete shit, which it could. Again, he does lack speed quite a bit, but he does take up a lot of ice. I'm willing to give him a little bit more time before I, say he needs to sit or play. So he answered the bell today against Alexiak. He threw a massive, honestly, a momentum-changing hit, in my opinion, against Shane Wright. Absolutely blew him up. And that's the positive effect he did have on the game today. So, but I appreciate you, Peaches, for chiming in there. That again, using the super chat option. Totally respect your take. Maybe I wish he adapted faster. No, yeah. Again, you want things to happen quick because again, you kind of notice that maybe the defensively on their blue line, they've started to struggle a little bit since the deadline. But there's a lot of adjustments that need to be made. You got new guys playing on the penalty kill. You got new defensive pairings that you're trying to adapt to. From Kevin, Malstein came right back. He just had to walk it off. Yeah, that looked like pain, man. That looked really, 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 really painful. But yeah, he came right back into the game. From Mauricio, slow release shots. Agree, lots of block shots and missed shots. I don't know. I don't know what that means, Mauricio. You gotta slow down. I feel like you drink like 18 cups of coffee before you come on here and then just type a million miles an hour, no punctuation. But I love you, Mauricio. Yeah, but it was a hard fought game, and they showed a ton of heart today, a ton of resiliency, getting themselves back into this game. You can't deny that because that's exactly what happened. And I'm super, super proud of the way they played today, given the adversity coming in, having lost 2 in a row. And listen, it was tough. It was a tough battle back after going down 2-0. You started off hot the way Lindy wanted them to play. He made a comment that, heading into this game, like, we're going to start off, playing better than we did the past 2 games, right off the faceoff. And they did. I think they were leading 8-1 in shots after the first 5 minutes. And then, they started taking penalties. And again, I also think too, like, again, a much needed few days off coming up here. Sometimes these penalties happen because you're just fucking tired, man. Just so tired. And and they look tired out there. So I hope they take advantage. Maybe Lindy gives them a day off tomorrow on Sunday, and they get right back into the rink on Monday, and they have a game on Tuesday. But yeah, this is much needed time off for this team, no doubt about it. So, and I'm gonna pull up the standings right now. I'm not sure if these standings are updated. I think Montreal is winning 4-0 right now too. Let me see. NHL. Let's see here where they sit in the standings as of right now. If these are updated, I think these are updated, right? Buffalo, and let me know if I'm wrong here. Buffalo is still first in the Atlantic, 98 points, 2 points ahead of Tampa Bay, who has 96, and then Montreal third in the Atlantic with 90. Carolina, still with 2 games in hand, sitting at 98 points as well. So we're tied with Carolina for first in the for first in the Eastern Conference. However, they have more wins than us, but I'm not sure what the tiebreaker there is. Is it regulation wins head to head? I'm not 100% positive. Yeah, I'm not sure what that tiebreaker is. And then second in the Metropolitan is the Islanders with 89, Pittsburgh with 88. That's a team too that has really, really surprised a lot of people this year, given the age, where they're at. Guys like Carlson, Crosby, Malkin. You never thought that they would have been this much like this in the fight this late in the season for a playoff spot. I think a lot of people kind of maybe wrote them off going into the year. And then in the first and second wildcard spot, you have Boston with 90 points. And then Columbus, who has been on an insane surge as of late, with 87 on the outside looking in. You have Detroit, who we lost to yesterday, with 86 points. Ottawa with 86 points. So I think if the season ended today, they'd be playing Boston, if I'm not mistaken. So again, there's no team in the East I honestly fear at all right now, even with the little. Yes, it's regulations wins. That's what I thought. I think Buffalo has Carolina on the regulation wins. So without a doubt. So thank you for pointing that out, Eric. Duane, have you noticed Norris's physical play? Yeah, and I'll chalk it up to like, yeah, he's struggling to find the back of the net, so he's finding other ways to be involved. Like he's having a positive impact in other ways. So yeah, and I like seeing that from Norris. It makes you a little nervous because given the injury history, but if you can't make an impact by scoring or finding ways to make it into the box score, that's the way you do it, right? And this was a very, very physical game. I think Harrington tweeted it out at one point. Sabres were out hitting the Kraken 20-9. I thought, again, given how probably tired they were, yeah, I would say that if you can't outskate the Kraken, you got to jam them up somehow. Make them feel it every time they enter your zone. And they did. I think they did. And I love, Darlene had a quote at the end of last night's loss. Like, tomorrow you're going to see what type of team this is, the way we play against the Kraken. And they showed a fucking ton of resiliency. We are, yes, we are the beast of the East. And so today against Seattle, wait, hold on, let me see here. Harrington tweeted out a trivia question 3 hours ago. Here's a trivia note courtesy of Sabres PR. The franchise has 1,998 all-time wins, too shy of becoming the 11th team all-time and first post-1970 expansion to get to 2,000 wins. Remember that until 2011, they did a lot of winning around here. So today against Seattle was win number 1,999. That means their next win will be number 2,000. Love it. You have to love it. Phenomenal accomplishment there. A lot of milestones reached this year with Lindy. You see, again, I mentioned earlier, Darlene getting, goal number 100. He's closing in on Phil Housley for most career points by a defenseman. It's been a very special season. Very, very special season. Uh, Hits tonight were 27-11. Again, I'm trying to catch up with comments here, guys. I appreciate it. When I'm running the show by myself, it's a little difficult. But like I said before, as Peaches took advantage of, if you want your comment brought up, please take advantage of the super chat. It makes me see it right away. It actually pops right up there in front of me. I can't miss it. So, but yes, so they have 2 days off, and their next game, let's see here, will be against, let's see here. Oh, no. Sabres schedule. Their next game is against the Islanders on Tuesday. That'll be another home game, and I believe they're back on the road after that. Yep. They go down the road against Ottawa, and then the Capitals on the 4th. And then they come back home for the very anticipated rematch with Tampa Bay on the 6th. And then they go back on the road against the Rangers 2 nights later on the 8th, where I will be, hopefully in the house. More to come on that. But yeah, it was a lot of important Eastern Conference games coming up. Islanders, you have the Senators, the Capitals, the Lightning, who you're battling back and forth with for the division. The Rangers are, a dumpster fire, which is crazy to say considering they won the President's Trophy 2 years ago. The Blue Jackets on the 9th, a team that's battling for a playoff spot. And then you end the season, your final 2 games are against the Blackhawks and the Stars at home. That would be something if the division came down to a game against the Stars with Lindy Ruff back behind the bench. But a lot of great points here in the chat. Any word on Osland? I heard it's just an upper body injury. I think Lindy said that it could be a bit of time for him to get back into it. They're asking, do they go back to UPL Tuesday? I think they probably stick with the what they've been doing. Realistically, realistically, like if you look at his last 5, I know that his last start, he struggled. Who was that again? That was Detroit. Yes, yesterday. But both of these goaltenders are a big reason why they're in the position that they're in that right now. UPL played fantastic today. Again, he stole one for them. But I don't know if Lindy just gets away from everything that he has been doing to get them to this point. I think he has a lot of faith in Alex Lyon. I have a lot of faith in Lyon. I know this fan base has a ton of faith in Alex Lyon. And I hear you, Joe Zaddy. I would go Lyon versus the Isles. You should just keep doing what's been working. This is the first bump in the road. These 3 games, I know I kind of lost it a little bit on last night's post game, but not taking into consideration these past 3 games. Realistically, this back and forth, one after the other rotation has worked. UPL Islanders next game. I mean, I don't know. Lindy hasn't really done the hot hand thing. He hasn't. Could he go back to UPL against Islanders? Sure, I could definitely see it. But I think he sticks with what's been working and what has been working up until these past 3 games. I mean, just less than a week ago, they both had back-to-back shutouts against Vegas and San Jose. I'm just not going to lose faith in Alex Lyon because of one bad game. I'm just not going to, especially when how the team played in all 3 of those games leading into tonight. So I don't know, man. I think Lindy is a creature of habit. He hasn't really done the hot hand thing yet this season for the most part. Sabres are 1-1-2 in their last 4 games. Why was everyone freaking out? I think it's because, Kevin, I think it was because they were showing old habits in those losses. And even in some of their wins, man, like they kind of scored in spurts, like in short periods of time. But preceding in those games, they just didn't look like the same team that had got them to this point. And I'm not trying to negatively criticize the way they were playing. It's just the way it looked. And I think fans noticed that. You see the slow start thing kind of creep back up again, where you aren't really playing right off the face-off, playing, again, no all gas, no breaks, as I've said a couple times already. Um, and I think that, including me, was upsetting. So even today, there was some peaks and valleys with their game, but again, they battled through it and they got the win. And I appreciate it because I don't think I can handle any more gray hair in my beard from another losing streak, even though these gray hairs have been here for a while. From Jaybird, Lion, I feel mentally has the edge. Something about his demeanor. I agree. I think if you listen, and this is not a shot against Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. I promise you, people think I hate Ukko-Pekka. He played fucking fantastic today. He was a big reason, if not the biggest reason, they won. But if you listen to listen to Lion talk, I think when he says he has the edge mentally, it's because of experience. He's been in the league a long time. He's been in these positions before. So that's all I think he means. That's all I agree with is I think that when it comes to the experience side of things, he does have the edge mentally. I mentioned earlier, the on Twitter, I'll never understand the hate that Zack Benson gets. Like, again, for the third or fourth time, he's all gas, no brakes. Like, the guy skates his ass off, skates his balls off every single shift he's out there. And I get it. He's not finishing plays. He's not finding the back of the net as much as we would have liked to have seen him. But you also got to remember, this kid is barely old enough to drink. Is he even old enough to drink? I think he's 21, right? Is he 21? Let me check. Zack Benson, 21. He's still so young. He's 20 years old. He's not even old enough to drink. He's not even old enough to drink. So I don't think anybody should be hating on a guy like Zack Benson. I think he's going to be fine. Yeah, Lindy likes to move him all around the lineup. I think he looked fantastic, for the most part with Malenstein and Carrick. I think they all complement each other very well. Obviously, it worked out with Krebs being slotted down to his line. Benson able to, move, find him as he was moving up ice. He drew two players to him, forward the backhand of Krebs, and Krebs beat Grubauer, who played great tonight too. For a second there, I thought we were going to get goalied again. I think a lot of us thought we were all going to get goalied again. Yeah. So he turns 21 in May. He's not even old enough to drink. He definitely looks like a guy, though, who probably just hammers beers, right? Probably he's a carny, probably hammers natty ice, maybe think, or Bush lattes. He's a Bush Light, natty ice type of drinker, I think. Back when we were his age, that's what we were drinking. But ours was like Keystone Light, the cheapest beer imaginable. I could totally see him, even though he makes an NHL paycheck, still drinking like trash beer. He's such a carny, and I love it. I wear my Benson jersey proudly. Kid's gonna be a beast. I agree, man. Once he's not even fully grown yet. Once this kid grows into his body, oh my God, he's gonna be a nightmare to play against. He's already tough to play against. There's a total of 2 accounts that hate on Benson. No, there's more out there. Trust me. There are more accounts. I've seen it, man, and I don't understand it. Mad Dog 2020. That's the carny in him. Or Red Dog. Remember Red Dog? I could totally see that. What's that? Max Ice, the 24-ounce pounders. My buddy used to get hammered off those. That's what he drinks. He drinks the most alcohol content Canadian beer, no doubt about it. I'm just convinced. He's probably a nightmare in the clubs. Benny has a few, I'm sure. When the ladies are around, he's the only human. Yeah, I got it. I just love Zack Benson, man. I think he was born to be a Buffalo Sabre. And I'll never, ever, ever understand the hate. I do hate the fact that he agreed to change numbers with Norris, because I was totally going to get my number 9 jersey changed to a Benson. From my Eichel jersey changed to a Benson, and now he ruined that. Josh Norris ruined that for me. So Maximum Ice, that's my brand. Big Labatt ice cans. Oh, no doubt. No doubt. I love it. So Benson Doan, 2 biggest dogs we have. And it's funny too, because one's the biggest and one's the smallest. You can tell the players love him in the room as well. Yeah, he's a locker room guy, man. You even saw his interview with Razor at the end of the game. He's tall as him too. I'll never get over that picture with him standing on a step stool to talk to interview Stanley. But I wonder if Ray was even slouched down a little bit for that, just for the comical uh, view of it. But um, yeah, I could totally see him just being a riot in the room. You know, he just seems like that type of guy, a very lighthearted guy, always trying to keep the guys in a lighthearted mood. And he's going to be a real leader for this team in the future, like future captain type of material. Even though I think the C will always be on, he has an A in his future, I think. And having guys like him play the way he does, no matter what happens with a guy like Alex Tuck, what his future might hold beyond this season. Who knows if Tage Thompson is a Sabre beyond his contract. I'm not trying to put that negative voodoo out there, but you never know. It's the business at the end of the day. Like, that guy is born to wear a letter. No doubt about it, in my opinion. He just bleeds the type of blue collar hockey this city loves. Absolutely loves. And he's the type of player that's going to do anything that's asked of him, no matter where he is in the lineup, and he'll dive face first in front of a fucking puck to win a hockey game. And you see it from guys like Malenstein. You see it from guys like Carrick and Krebs. He's the same type of player and just a much more skilled version of it. And I'll never understand some of the accounts that just hate on him. It never, ever, ever, ever. I'll never understand it. And he's apparently the dumbest player on the team too, according to Tage Thompson, which is hilarious. But yeah, Razor asked him in his interview, is like, so do you think it's a B game or an A game? He's like, that's an A game, right, Razor? It's an A game. Yeah, I think it was an A game. Owen Power with his grittiness should wear the C. I can sense the sarcasm through the comment. Well, we're gonna go right to the post game comments inside the locker room. Again, brought to you by Fatty Beer Company, Western New York's premier market and tap room, with again over 300 beers to choose from at 7 different Western New York locations. If you need a beer, make sure you get over to Fatty Beer. Let them know that we sent you over at 2 Goalies, 1 Mike. Brought to you by Brian Koziel from WGR. Always in there with the post-game comments. UPL says first periods haven't been good late. Happy to see they played 60 minutes pretty well tonight. More from UPL says their shootout success is based upon all the young, skilled talent they have. They work on it a lot. He's worked on shootouts with Quinn for many years. And I would say one of the strongest things about UPL is his ability on breakaways and on the shootout. No doubt about it. Lukanen says being a younger team has helped them in back-to-back games. Yeah, you have younger legs. You should have the energy. Tage says the response tonight shows the resilience this team has. Says the league is too good to sleep through a game. Said it has to start with them working hard. More from Tage says all 3 goalies are great at shootouts. They work on them a lot after practice and have fun with them. Rough set from Lindy. We got a heck of a night from our goaltender because we have put them in a position to score 4 or 5. UPL has been very good for us. Ruff says the power play looked really good. Says Thompson found some openings, which led to chances. Ruff says it's the time of year for that. Yeah, sorry, tongue-tied. Ruff says it's the time of year that is stressful, and you got to fight through adversity, sometimes officiating too. Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Ruff says they had a lot of good plays in the game, but they didn't convert on. More from Lindy says their success in shootouts says the leadoff guy scoring first really helps and gets the other team down right away. More from Lindy, to get back in the win column is a big deal. Says seeing the standings and seeing losing 3 in a row doesn't look good. And that was inside the locker room, brought to you again by Fatty Beer Company, Western Premier Market and Tap. And we'll throw it back to our other sponsor. That shout out again to Extreme Discount Mattress, with Western New York's finest selection of mattresses and adjustable beds at 7 different Western New York locations. You can find them at their website, extrememattress.com. This is Extreme with an X. They also have a new closeout center at 1625 Walden Avenue in Cheektowaga, with up to 80% off their already low prices on one-of-a-kind closeouts and floor models. Remember, if you mention you're a fan of 2 Goalies, 1 Mike, you get yourself a free, I swear it's the last time, free mattress protector with the purchase of any mattress from Extreme Discount Mattress. We sell mattresses for less, a lot less. And I do want to, again, get back to the lack of refereeing, because that was dreadful. That was awful. They were terrible tonight. I mean, The call on Logan Stanley was a joke. Make no mistake about it. That was a joke. The guy lowered his shoulder and was cutting to the net, and he got pushed into Grubauer. I'll never understand how that could be called a 2-minute penalty. It made no sense to me. And it took him so long. Actually, no, they took long, and it felt like it took way too long to decide on the hit. But I don't get how you can make that call. And given replay and you're looking at it with your own two eyes, it's like, yeah, you should be able to I hate that you can challenge some things, but like something like that should be challenged, man, because that was fucking awful. Absolutely awful. No way around it. Terrible. So, and then obviously the Alexiak, he literally clotheslined. He clotheslined Jason Zucker. How can you sit there and honestly, and honestly call that and not call that? That to me is insane. To me is absolutely insane. I know some of you are waiting for me to announce the winner of the 26 shirts giveaway. I will get to that momentarily, but I do want to get to a few more of your comments here too. So a lot of you are just excited in the chat. 5-0 in the shootout. Does Ellis get a game down the stretch? I don't think Ellis gets a game until they've clinched. I think then and only then do they give him a game, because I think you have to keep going with your two horses. You just can't just until you have things, until you at least have a playoff position wrapped up. I don't think there's any way you could possibly sit there and again, this is a guy who hasn't played in forever. He hasn't played in forever. How can you honestly go back to him? Or not go back to him, go to him right now. It'd be one thing if he was getting games like in Rochester, if you can make that move, but he hasn't been. He's been cold. I mean, can someone look it up in the chat? When was the last time Colton Ellis started a game? It's been at least a month, right? Like, it has to have been at least a month. I don't think there's any way you can honestly go back to him right now. There's no way. No way. So I think you keep running. Either, you go with the hot hand and UPL after today, or you go right back to Lion, which in my opinion, I think that's probably what Lindy will do. That's probably in my opinion, what Lindy will do, heading into the Islanders game on Tuesday. Sorry, just getting tongue tied there again. But time to announce the winners of 2 giveaways. I forgot to mention that. I had to mention 2 giveaways. I mentioned 2 giveaways, right? Should I announce one now for Twitter and then Instagram later? February 3rd was the last start for Ellis. Wow. That's crazy. Wow. He's old enough in Canada. I'm seeing some more comments here about Benson's drinking age. Yeah, he is old. And keep rolling with the 2 keepers. Yep. Ellis, February 3rd, lost at OT to Tampa Bay. Yeah, it's been almost going on 2 months. There's no way you play Colton Ellis in a game until you at very least have a playoff spot locked up, or honestly, even going beyond that, you're fighting for the division. I don't think I really want to give up a single point at all to anybody. So, but yeah, so winner of the Twitter giveaway, the 26 shirts. Let me just bring up the tweet real quick. Some really nice swag from 26 shirts. Give me 1 second. Let me pull it up so you all can see the shirt. That 26 shirts was very, very generous to donate 2 of for a giveaway today. Again, shout out to them and Del Reed. They just do fantastic work. Raise so much money for the community, different initiatives, people who, are, dealing with either health issues or other issues. They're always there for the people of Buffalo, or just people who need help. I've donated plenty of times to their cause, and highly suggest a lot of you do too. If again, you like Buffalo apparel, they always donate a lot of the proceeds to a family or people in need. So let's bring that up right now. Show you guys the shirts. Boom. What a beautiful shirt. Buffalo won last night. Great shirt. Lots of engagement on that shirt. And I am happy to announce that Keith Stein has won the shirt. I will send you a DM, Keith. Congrats to you. We'll make the announcement official as soon as we get off the show here. And in terms of Instagram, again, super happy with the results. Again, it was a very simple, as you can see, just like and follow or retweet and follow. For the winner on Instagram for the 26 shirts giveaway, we are going to go with, let's see if I can pronounce this correctly. 1 second here. Trying to pull up the actual, how you say his name. Pirates and Dorios. Pirates and Dorios. That is what you put all of them through the, it's like if you give the name a number and just does it at random, and it came up Pirates and Dorios. You have won. So we'll send you a DM too to announce that you've won. Congratulations to both Keith and Pirates and Dorios. I apologize if I am butchering that. So appreciate you both for engaging with the giveaway, and congratulations to both of you. So let me pull that out of here. This is what sucks about doing this by myself, because I'm a very I'm a novice. Oh, there we go. How about all this? Now you don't see my entire spare bedroom. You only see part of it. But again, I'll give you guys my final thought here on today's win. Just like the guys said in the locker room with their post-game quotes, resilient. And they showed a ton of heart today. They laid out their body to block shots. They gutted their way through this, led by their captain, getting them on the board with his 100th NHL career goal. And now they're one win away from 2,000 total wins for the franchise, which is exciting. It's extremely exciting. Cheers to the winners. Appreciate it. Bald for Bucks had a great number tonight too. I heard they raised over $100,000. A great cause. If you're willing to lose all your hair, something definitely to consider doing. Some of you may know, if you follow me on Twitter, you see I have got a lot of hair here. Hold on, check this out. I got a lot of hair. I actually grow it out to donate myself. Kind of like a memory of my mom. And I always donate. This will be my third time donating. Last time I donated 21 inches. Last time I grew it out. It's been over, I think it's been out 3 years since it's been cut, or almost 3 years. It's been at least 2.5, closing it on 3. So something I like to do to kind of pay memory for my mom when she fought and, unfortunately lost her battle with cancer, and so something I do for her. But I encourage you guys to donate to Bald for Bucks, or if you're ever at the game on that night where Marty gets his head shaved, if you're willing to lose your hair, definitely, shave your head, donate the hair, donate some money. Yeah, that's all I got for you guys tonight. I appreciate you all tuning in and supporting the show. If you've enjoyed this podcast, please make sure you're subscribed. If you're audio only, we are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your audio podcasts. You can find myself on Twitter and Instagram at DuaneS39. That's at DuaneS39. You can find the podcast at 2 Goalies 1 Mike. That's at 2 Goalies 1 Mike. And most importantly, on YouTube, I can see a lot of you are watching on YouTube. Thank you. It is NHL level flow. It's the only NHL level thing about me. No doubt. But I see a lot of you are watching on YouTube. Please make sure you are subscribed, hit the bell icon, turn your notifications on, so you know when we go live. And most importantly, smash that like button. Smash it, please. It's been an incredible season. We're getting down the nitty gritty here. Also, remember, keep an eye out for more information on the Fatty Beer in Lancaster watch party for the first away playoff game. Obviously, weather permitting, start time permitting, we're going to do a giant watch party outside of Lancaster Fatty Beer, shutting down Main Street, giant TVs at the end of each street. Street vendors, food trucks, the works. When we did this for the Bills, when the weather was still nice, we had like almost 1,000 people out there. It was a blast. So make sure you keep an eye out for more information on that. I hope to see you all there. And as always, go Sabres. We'll see you guys Tuesday.